Hey everyone, this is Rachel and welcome to another scrapbooking process video. If you hang out until after the video is through, there are always detailed shots of my current layout. Let's get going! Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be working on a layout using Crate Paper's Good Vibes. This is from, I think last summer, I don't exactly remember when, but it is from last year. I have two 4x6 photos of my nephew and the bonus child. This is a photo they took recently at a restaurant and a photo that was taken many years ago. They've known each other for quite a while. And so they did a recreation of the photo, so it's gonna be fun to scrapbook. Before I get started, I did just want to point out, I have, in my last video or two, I mentioned that I got this thing, but I never really explained it in real time. I may have mentioned it during a voiceover, but obviously that's sped up, so I couldn't spend a lot of time on it. This is a recommendation from Jennifer McGuire. It is a molded plastic piece that you use to put your liquid glue in upside down so that you can keep it there and always have the glue at the bottom, not having to always shake it down. It's meant for smaller things than this particularly, but it works for it. You just kind of put it right there. I'm sure you can use a rolls of washi tape piled up, or any other thing you could make yourself, but it was $5. It was a small business on Etsy, and I do try to, when I can afford to, support small businesses when I can. So they had multiple colors. I just chose purple because I don't know, it's what I was feeling that day. All right, folks. After nattering on and on, I am going to go ahead, get you guys put on fast forward, and start playing with this. All right, folks, let's get going. So I'm just gonna poke through. This is a line I bought, and then I did a layout or maybe two layouts, and I kind of put it aside because all the new stuff came out. So I'm kind of debating which one I want to use. I pull a couple things to audition my photos on, and I like that one. I like the black and white. It's a little busy. And then I really like this one, but to use that paint spattered one, I would have to give up all of the ampersands on the other side, and that would be very, very, very sad to me. I don't know if y'all remember Crate Paper's notes and things. On that paper, there was a sheet of ampersands. They were slightly more shabby chicish than these ones on Good Vibes, but that very much reminds me of them, and I am probably going to end up hoarding that paper for a while. So I do decide to go with this one instead, which looks like a cork board and mixed with a pegboard style type thing, and I really like the way that looks as well, and I love the way it turns out. So now I'm just looking at what I have for scraps, and I will show you branding strips when I start cutting them off for the ones I have branding strips for. I do not have one for this multicolored stripe paper, and it's kind of funny because I'm going to trim down this other piece. I'm going to be using the pink tone on tone, the light pink tone on tone, and I'm going to do it where I tuck it in between the two photos, and then I'm going to forget to put it above and below the photos until later. So first one is called hashtag, and that is the one right here, this green and pink um, geometric pattern. And then I'm also going to use this one called fresh, this green and pink geometric pattern. There's like a little uh, theme here. And then my last paper, my background paper, is going to be this one called all good. And I know it's really structured, this particular layout, but I'm going to be adding a lot on top of it, so I'm not really concerned about it looking too structured. So I have my main players when it comes to paper, and I'm just going to start to layer and trim them down. I'm just going to cut off this wonky part of the green paper, and then I'm going to have it kind of off right center is where I'm going to be having my main photo block, just off to the center, to the right a little bit. Now here's where I add that pink tone on tone stripe piece And I'm trying to make sure to line it up because I want it to look like it's one piece of paper from the top to the middle to the bottom, only I'm totally going to forget to add the paper to the top and the bottom. I do realize it and go back and add it afterwards, but I was making fun of myself because I'm like, oh, you made all this, effort to do this and then you forgot about it, you dork. So I'm using my handy dandy fingernail impression tip to figure out where I want my green and pink paper to end. And here I am adding all that glue to where I should be adding the stripe paper. If you hear noise in the background, I apologize. Xanthi has found some plastic thing to chew. You're going to have to excuse me for a minute while I go extricate it from her jaws. Okay, I now have a very disappointed cat, but one who hopefully will not choke to death. So yay. All right, I have my papers lined up so that the more green one is where I want it to be, and then I'm once again going to use the handy dandy thumb trick to figure out where I want to trim that piece off because I don't want it that big. Or maybe I'll just use my light. I don't know. I never know what I'm going to actually do. And here's where I realize, do I realize it? No, I realize it's not completely straight. So I'm going to peel it off and fix it. Do I realize that I wanted to add the stripe piece? Oh, here's where I realized I wanted to add the stripe piece. And I'm like, ah, you dork. So I'm thinking, do I want to do it or just want to pretend that that stripe piece is not in the center? But I'm like, no, I really want to do it. So I go ahead, add it to the top, and then add it to the bottom. And because it's the stripe and the two-tonedness of it, I don't necessarily need to have it completely lined up. I did count the amount of boxes at the bottom and the amount of boxes at the top just to, so there's 5 boxes on the left-hand side at the bottom and there's 5 boxes on the left-hand side at the top. So I'm thinking that, it's even enough. I've pulled out a couple of cork pieces. These came in the ephemera pack with the Good Vibes collection. And now basically what I'm doing is I'm just adding lots of things. I'm basically encircling my photos with ephemera and cut aparts and cork and words, and that's what I'm going for. I'm going for kind of a frame of a grid. So if that makes sense, because my layers are all super duper angular and my background piece has that dot pattern that makes it a big square. I mean, it's a big square anyway, but you know what I mean. So I'm just auditioning different pieces of paper, of ephemera, seeing what will work. So I have that Good Vibes Only, that fun banner, the This Is Happening, and those all come in the ephemera pack along, as I said, with the cork pieces. That star with the fringe and the Be Yourself both come from the specialty cut apart sheet that came with it. It's thicker than the regular paper and it has accents of gold on it. Now, underneath that teal Be Yourself is the yellow Be Yourself, and that yellow one was the one from the ephemera pack. I actually don't remember which one I ended up using. I think it actually might be the ephemera pack one. Now, I trimmed this one out, this Make Every Day Count, and I think I'm going to use it, but I don't end up using it in the end. Basically because I wanted to add some of those puffy black and white word stickers that are currently in my lower right hand corner of my screen right now. So I'm liking the way most of this is looking. So I finally decide that I do want that This Is Happening rather than the Dream Big. And so I'm going to start, I know I'm going to be using my liquid glue for my cork. So I go ahead and get that put in the little plastic glue bottle holder thingy I bought off of Etsy. That was a recommendation from Jennifer McGuire, and as you know, if Jennifer McGuire says we need to buy it, we need to buy it. So as I've been doing a lot recently, when I am getting things glued down, I start by gluing everything that's going to be on my photo block to my photo block. I don't exactly know why I started doing that, but I just like the way I end up being able to move the entire thing if I need to, but it's all one big piece rather than losing all of my layers. So I go ahead and glue down the good vibes only, and I roughed up the little notebook edging on that. I'm going to go ahead and get this yellow. I think it's some sort of styly tickety thing. I really just wanted some yellow up in the upper right-hand side of the page. I'm going to go ahead and get that banner put down as well. Apparently I felt I really needed to leave all of this in, even though basically all I'm doing is gluing stuff down. You're welcome, people. So I'm going to glue that pink tag to the yellow thing, and then I'm going to be like, you know what? I want the black and white words, so I'm not even going to put it back on there. So I did take it off after the video was over. I did uncouple the yellow and the pink thing. So I get my little star thing in there, and that's when I realized that the pink piece is not glued down. So I'm going to go back and add some liquid glue to the back of that cork ampersand and get that glued down as well. So now everything is attached in one big photo block. Now I'm going to go ahead, add some ATG to that whole thing. And I honestly, like looking back at it, I don't know why I do it, but this is just what I've been doing lately. I used to not necessarily, I used to start at the top and work my way back if I was doing like lots and lots of layers, but lately I've been doing it with all my layouts, whether it's a layered layout or a grid layout or, whatever it happens to be. So just how my brain is working currently. Now I'm going to add some more dimensional embellishments. So including the black and white puffy words and then some puffy stickers. So I have these words, and first I think I'm going to first I'm going to add some of these stars to make sense with having that black and white word. And I'm first going to think I'm going to go with the word wowza, but I decide, well, hang on. Let me actually get it on the page so I can show you. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with the word wowza. And I do use this, I just end up moving it. But it's not tall enough to compete with the good vibes only. It just looks awkward because of the size difference. So I mean, like I'm actually putting those away and then I'm like, I don't like it there. So I move it down and I decide I do like it there. So as I said before, I really am encircling the entire photo block with embellishments. So I'm looking back and I really like the way that Think Happy looks with the little line in between it. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. I did not like the way these stuck to the paper, so I am I'm adding liquid glue to that and the word wowza. There was a word I was trying to think of there and I could not for the life of me think of it. And I want to say reimbursing. It's not the word I'm looking for. I know that, but reinforcing. I was looking for the word reinforcing the puffy stickers with liquid glue. Oy vey. I am now adding these. Oh, sugar. I don't remember who it is. Laura something or other. I got them from Studio Calico as part of a grab bag. And so I add some triangles in in a couple of the embellishment areas. And now I'm also adding these gold hearts. These are from, I want to say Freckled Fawn, but that could be wrong. I'm also going to reinforce those with glue because they did not stick very well at all. So the entire point of this, the photos in this layout happen to be my nephew and the bonus kid. And as you can see from the top photo, that is them when they were around 6 and 7 maybe. And so my housemate had this photo on her phone or had it on Facebook and showed it to them, and they decided right then and there to go ahead and recreate it. So it was really cute. Now, I'm going to finish this layout off with some Shimmers Vibes in Jenny B Blue, Tuscan Sun, and Mango Tango, and I'm basically going to encircle the entire layout with those 3 colors. I did remember to cover it up after I put some blue paint on my nephew's face. Sorry, dude. Alright folks, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate all your likes and comments and just watching the video, because I know liking and commenting isn't always available to everyone. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks again for watching. Bye!